Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 28 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series. Where today I've just been duplicating lots of Certus Quartz Crystal. So yeah, this is all pretty well automated at this point, right? It's very simple. You throw some Certus Quartz Crystal in this barrel and it'll start processing it into dust. Cool. And then the dust we combine with sand, of which I've mined a bit more, and then drop it in this barrel, and it will effectively grow all the seeds, right? So it's really not bad. It's going pretty good. As you can see, I've got far more Certus Quartz Crystal than I started with. So in today's episode, my plan is to start getting up and running with Applied Energistics. So we're going to get our ME controller, we're going to get our ME drives, we're going to get our ME storage cells. All this automation seems to be running smoothly. And even more exciting news, I updated the version of Laser IO that I have in the pack because I just released Laser IO version 1.1.1, which includes fluid card support. Yeah, so fluid cards now have a recipe. They are now fully functional. They do everything that item cards can do, but with fluids. So I'm excited to be able to have access to them. And then shortly I'll be working on energy cards, and then I have to get into redstone cards. And I have to figure out if I'm going to leave this red or if I'm going to change it to like yellow, because I feel like redstone should be red, so maybe energy cards will be yellow, but I don't know. I just work here. I don't know how things work and what they're going to do in the mod that I'm making. Wandering traders. As you can see, I've done a bit of mining between episodes. Are you done recharging? Oh, good, you are. Cool. I'd like completely drained out my mining laser because I did a lot of mining between episodes. You can see my cobalt pick's almost dead. I need to go to the nether and get more cobalt. But now we've got a decent amount of redstone. Wow, I got a lot of lead. Nice. Almost 1,000 redstone. That's cool. I did pretty good down there. I did not do good on iron, I don't think, because I mined it basically bedrock level. So I got a lot of redstone and a healthy amount of diamonds, I guess, but not a lot of much else. So it's all good. Let's get cracking today, shall we? So once this is done, I will turn it into seeds and show you the seed process. But let's start with what we need. And what I need is you guys. That's what I need. Let's get cooking. So I need the ME controller. This is going to be an important one. So we need some of the Fluix crystals. Why don't I get myself a nice stack of each of them ready to go too. And, I'm going to need some skystone, which, did I ever bring any of that back from any of those meteorites that I had? Did I? I forget. I have some darkstone. Oh, yeah, I did bring skystone back. Good job. Good job, Dyer. I always forget that that's, like, a resource you need. Now, I think, do you smelt into skystone blocks? Is that how you work? Yeah, it is. And that'll get us our first ME controller, which is awesome. So ME controllers are the brains of the operation. It's what it's what does all the thinking and processing and logic in the Applied Energistics network. It's super important, and I think you can do a little bit with Applied Energistics without it, but you really want one. We'll find out. Cool. ME drives are the next thing we're going to need. So let me get myself some iron. Perfect. And the ME drive is going to be the next component in the system. It's what's going to hold all your disks, and each storage cell or a disk will be able to hold up to 4096 bytes, which is basically the number of items that can go in there. But you can only have 63 different types of items, so keep that in mind. It's a limit on the storage cells. So there's a lot of different size of storage cells, but all of them have the same limitation in terms of the different types of items that can sit on them. So I generally find that 4K storage cells are the best balance point between the cost of the resource and the number of types it can hold. Because like you could get a 64K storage cell, and what you can do is you can hold like 65,000 cobble, but like why? If you're going to have that much, use a drawer, right? Like a functional storage drawer thing. And then you'll also notice that there's fluid cells, there's spatial storage cells, there's chemical cells. And then I think there was mana, but might just be for transfer. I don't know if you can store mana, but that's definitely something we'll take a look at later. So we've got our drive, we've got that dude. Let's figure out where they're gonna live. All right, I think that's a good plan. All right, so now that we've got these guys, the dusts are done, by the way. So I wanted to show you guys this. So we just do that, and now. We'll get 2 stacks of those resources. How cool is that? All right, so back to making what we want to make. So usually when I build my ME controller, I kind of like to have it kind of centered in my room. So that should be roughly in this area. I don't know if there's an exact center. I forget how big I made this area. That looks pretty centered though, right? That looks pretty centered. I'm going to call that the center. I've gotten good at telling where the center of things are, but not perfect, obviously. And then I like to run to the ME drive over to somewhere. So I think this is going to kind of be my ME drive wall. So this is where your storage drives hang out, right? Now, what I did is I threw some more gold in here while we were waiting. And I suspect that we need more silicon. That is a really good assumption. And I remember I was using quartz for silicon. Now, can I get silicon also from this? I can get it from smelting Certus quartz dust. Okay, so what I should do is I should take, you know, a stack of Certus quartz dust here and crush it down. And then I can use that to get silicon rather than nether quartz. Does that sound like a plan? Yeah, I like that plan. All right, easy peasy, got a stack. I'll just throw this into a smelter and get that cooking for more silicon. Luckily, this piece at least, I can tick accelerate. Huzzah! Do love the tick accelerating. Do need some better non-tick acceleratable stuff though. All right, so now we drop our silicon in here and it'll get back to cooking and making all the logic processors that we're going to need. Because we're going to need a lot of these, right? We need a lot of the gold ones. So let's go make ourselves a bunch of disks with which to store these resources. So making the disks is pretty straightforward. In general, you need 3 of the previous tier disk to get the next one, and it gives you 4 times the amount. So it's 100% worth doing. However, like I said, with these disks, you can only store 63 different types of items, so I find the 4K storage disk to be the good sweet spot. Your mileage may vary. So making a 1K disk is as simple as doing this. I'm just going to need a bunch of redstone, and we'll get ourselves the 1K storage cell component. And what I want is more than that. What am I short on? I want 30 of these because I want 10 4Ks. And like I said, you know, you need a bit. So I need 14 more. So if I do that, we've got 30. Now the 30 we can upgrade into 4K storage disks using calculation processors. And for that, I am also going to need some quartz glass, which is going to need more Certus quartz dust. So I sense a pattern. What I'm going to do is make sure I'm making more Certus quartz because we're going to need a lot more dust. So again, I'll be back in a sec once we have more dust ready. So what I'm doing is I'm snagging one of these stacks so that I can dupe it again. By design dupe, by the way. By design dupe. And then I'll turn the rest of this stuff using some... I'll try and use regular glass, but if not, no big deal. Alright, so now we'll get more quartz glass. I guess we'll use the connecting. That's fine. Doesn't matter. It's all the same. It's, you know, it's 1-to-1, right? So now we can get the remaining 10 ME storage components, and then we can get 10 ME storage cells. Now, the only downside with these is that they don't stack. So it is what it is. It just, you know, it stinks. But, oh well, what are you going to do? Let me just drop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll get me the 5 of those things. I can go put these in the storage drives now. And these will hold all our items for us. I'm assuming a lot of you guys are pretty familiar with applied energistics at this point, but like I said, a big part of the series is trying to help explain people for who may not be super familiar with things. So effectively what's going to happen is this brain will be able to talk to this drive, and all these items, or all these items here can store items on them. So we'll demonstrate that next by creating a terminal. So the terminal is how we're going to access the contents of the drive. And terminals are pretty easy to make, luckily. So all we need is one of these guys. So it's going to need, I think, just a bit of glowstone and redstone. Am I out of glowstone? I might be. I might be out of glowstone. No, I guess I just don't stock glowstone. Okay, that's cool. Well, that's not going to be a problem for long, because we're going to solve that problem pretty quickly. So let's go ahead and get ourselves a panel here, which is made like so. And then we can get ourselves, using annihilation cores, we're going to need some quartz and some fluix dust. And then we're also going to want formation cores, which is going to be some Certus quartz and some Fluix dust. So let's get ourselves a handful. I'll get 2 more, so 32 Fluix dust, just to get our, our bearings, right? That should be enough to get the basic resources that we want. So one of you, I'm going to need a nether quartz. I should probably clean up my inventory if I'm being totally honest. But you know how things go. It's just, it is what it is. I'm going to put you away, and I could probably put you away for the time being. And I don't think I need you on me right now. I will need these in a minute. I ain't going to lie. I'm going to need them in a minute to hook up power, but we'll get there. So now my ME terminal is ready. Now the ME terminal by itself is awesome. It can access the items in the inventory. However, I'm going to immediately just upgrade that to a crafting terminal, which will basically be a terminal plus a crafting table combined, so you can craft out of your applied energistics environment. Okay? And we can pop this guy anywhere on a cable. And look at that. Neat. Now, there's nothing visually happening because we don't have power. So that's going to be the last piece of this puzzle. And I told you I would need this in a minute, and that minute has come. I meant literally a minute. I wasn't exaggerating when I said a minute. I'm literally a minute. So this guy's going to start charging up now, and the whole system will come online, and now we have access to applied energistics. So items can be stored in this system. So I can just pop them right in there, and you'll notice that now this is saying that there's 2 different types of items, and we have 65 bytes in use of our storage cell. So we can just start putting stuff in here, and that's pretty cool. So I'm going to, demonstrate that now, right? I'm just going to stick some items in there, and they can all just hang out, and that is neat. That is super cool. Now what I might do is possibly move this setup. I might want to move you to be over here. Now the nice thing about this is it's super easy. Does this work? It doesn't. I was hoping that this would work. I think if I do that, it's going to break both components. I should make the wrench from applied energistics, probably. So all it is a Certus quartz wrench. I can make that. That seems fine. So now I can remove individual components, and it's a little bit nicer. It's just all around a little bit nicer. Look at that. Store items on the crafting table in the network. Take items on the crafting grid to the player inventory. That's cool. That's something new. Show types. So there's a bunch of things we can change here. I like to sort by number of items. Descending, generally. All right, so let's make something else that's going to be useful here, and that's going to be a storage bus. So applied energistics can store items itself, or it can access stored items in other inventories, like chests, or in this instance, functional storage drawers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a storage bus, connect it to the functional storage system over here, and then my applied energistics system will have access to all the resources in these drawers. Does that sound cool? I hope so, because that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. So to make this, first we need a storage, this dude. Let me actually go get some of this stuff back out, because I'm not really ready for this to live in here just yet. Soon, we're getting there, but not yet. So hey, make me a ME interface, okay? And then get me some cobble so that I can make myself a couple of pistons, just 2. And then I'm going to need just a slime ball, so that one of them can be sticky. And then we can make ourselves a storage bus. Nice. Now, while I'm at it, I would also like a few more cables, because that's just, you want cables. Trust me, you're going to want a lot of cables. Cables is going to be an important part of this mod. And the other thing that I'm thinking is, let's try and be a little conservative with where things live. So if I wanted to, what I could do is move this storage controller, right? Let's move the storage controller to the top of the storage drawers. Then it can access from up there rather than running cables down. A, it'll save us a little bit of cables, but also B, I think I can connect it in a smart way and save myself a laser node from Laser.io. So where's my, that's locking, that's linking, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break you for a sec. And I'm going to put you probably up here. Wouldn't that be cool? And I can take my item card here and just stick it in the bottom of this guy. And remember, he's still priority 100, so he gets, you know, the highest priority. He'll put items into this storage drawer as much as he can, right? And now all I got to do, I think what I want to do is put you on multiple mode. How's that sound? Is that neat? So now that drawer controller is linked to all these drawers. And then I can stick my storage bus over here. Now, here's the cool thing about storage buses. You can filter what they're allowed to insert or extract. You can change them from insert and extract to just insert or just extract. Or, I guess, maybe just not just extract. But you can also configure the priority. And this can be done for all the things. So what I like to do is I like to make my storage bus like a really high priority, right? Like priority 1,000. Doesn't really matter what you make it. I'll make it 1,000. So now this is the highest priority for accepting items. So then we connect these guys. Oh my goodness, I finally broke my pickaxe. And now look, I can see all the things. How cool is that? How cool is that? And if I put items in there, it should prioritize putting the dust into the drawers if it can fit in drawers. So notice how there's basically 181 glowstone dust in that drawer. If I were to put my glowstone into there, it should be 183. And it is. Look at that. How cool. Because I made this a high priority. You know, now my disk drive here is priority 0, which is, you know, lower. And as we have more things that can store stuff, we'll have more and more places to store the things and whatnot. Cool? So now I have access to all my storage drawer stuff. And technically, you no longer need to exist. So give me back my laser node. Oh yeah, I forgot. My pickaxe is broken. Do I have another pickaxe handy? Not so much. I better go get myself some more cobalt. Because I'm pretty sure I'm, like, entirely out of cobalt. Yeah, let me... I'm cobalt. Well, there goes all my quartz problems. And I got a little bit of cobalt while I was down there, too. Maybe I should sleep through this night. Alright, so I mentioned I got fluids working in laser I/O, didn't I? So let's use laser I/O to transfer our fluids out of this little fancy dude. So there's 2 blocks, 7 ingots, and 3 nuggets. I learned through testing recently that a nugget, or an ingot is 90 millibuckets. I'm pretty sure. Like if we were to look at cobalt or any other ingot, it changed. It used to be 144, right? Am I wrong? But now it's 90 millibuckets. You can see that by just looking it up in JEI. 1 ingot equals 90 millibuckets. So if we wanted to control how much fluid is allowed out of here, what I should be able to do is open up this side here. I made some fluid cards. Again, it's pretty similar to the item card recipe. I just substituted lapis for a bucket. Look, let me tell you that making Minecraft mods, one of the hardest things to do is coming up with recipes. Dude, it's not easy. So you're gonna extract, but I want you to extract 90 millibuckets of fluid at a time. So the way this button click works, click left is go up 1, click down is go up, or is go down 1. Shift modifies it by 10. Control modifies it by 100. And Control Shift modifies it by 1,000. The max of which is 1,000 without doing any overclockers. If you want to do more than 1 bucket at a time, you need overclockers. Cool? So what I'm going to do is shrink this down to 90. And then I'm going to turn on exact mode, which means only pull out of the adjacent inventory if you can get exactly 90 millibuckets worth. Okay, just like exact mode works in the item transfer stuff. We don't have to worry about round robin. We don't have to worry about sneaky mode. We don't have to worry about channels. All that stuff's easy peasy. So now we're just saying, hey, I want you to transfer 90 millibuckets of fluid out at a time, and only 90 millibuckets of fluid out at a time. And then on the downside, we'll just start an inserter there, and then boom. Look at that. How cool is that? I love it. 4 ingots. And here's what I'm going to do just to demonstrate. I'm even going to throw, you know, well, maybe I'll just put 2 in there. Two iron, and that should be cool. All right, so now let's... I've yet to try tick accelerating my own blocks. I should at some point. I should. I have no idea what'll happen. Should be fine. Should be fine. Oh. It's dire we're talking about here. Tick accelerator should work on my own blocks. Look! It's pulling out the iron even though it's not on the bottom. So that totally worked, right? How cool was that? And now it's leaving the nuggets behind. Because that's not 90. I'm not allowed to pull out unless it's exactly 90. If I turned off exact mode, it would pull out partial. And that's not good. So, you know, do 90 and exact mode. And you'll never have junk left over behind. Isn't that cool? I think it's cool. Now I can repair my pick. Perfect. All right, back to applied energistics because, you know, I'm having fun. It's what I do. All right, so at this point, we've got all the stuff in there stored and available in the AE system, right? And the AE system is literally empty. There's nothing in it. The only thing that we're seeing right now is the stuff that's over there. So let's move this thing off of here, and I'm going to add it to where I love to usually add it because it's a good place to add it, and that is right here. I always like to have my terminals chilling right here-ish, right? So what I can do is literally just build up my terminals like so and run it out to here. And then we can stick our crafting terminal like that, and then we can put this guy like that. Now, here's something cool we can make. Anchors. Anchors are very cool in that, and I'm assuming that this works the way I think it does still, but I guess we'll find out if it does. Anchors are neat. You can use them to block connections between two cables. So normally when you have two cables like so, they connect. If you don't want them to connect for one reason or another, and there's absolutely reasons to do this, you just place down anchors. And what will happen is it'll prevent the connection between those two cables. Now, if I place another cable here, that would obviously allow the connection, and that's bad. But if I wanted to prevent this cable from connecting, I could just, you know, and then now you have two completely separate lines right next to each other. Super duper handy. Trust me, there's use cases for this. That said, anchors can also be used, if I remember correctly, and we're going to test this, to create some fancy little facades. I think we do this. Oh yeah, that's it. Cable facade, stone bricks. And this should work with pretty much every kind of facade, or every kind of block. I don't know if it works with non-vanilla blocks. I don't have an answer to that. I mean, you know, sorry. But facades are neat because you can place them on cables, and it will cover them up. Look at this. Look at that. Ooh, fancy. See? And then it blends in with the adjacent block in the environment, so you can't even tell. Like, normally looking at that, you would just be like, oh yeah, there's two blocks there. Not so. What's also cool is they kind of go over top of your crafting terminals. So see how there's like, you know, a gap there that you can see through? Simply click a facade on that, and then not so much. Not anymore, there's not. Ah, it's the best. Oh, it's so good. I love it. All right, so now let's just run a cable here. Oops, I missed. And boom! We have access to our stuff. How great is that? I love it. All right. Cool beans. Now, I don't think I need this anymore. So what I'm going to do, actually, is change this stocking card to an extract card and remove the filter from it. And what should happen is it should just drain everything into the applied energistics system. So I didn't look 5 seconds ago at how many resources I had, but I probably have about a stack more of everything, right? Yeah, I just went and looked. We do. Awesome. So now I'm going to start, like, putting all the things in here that I don't need anymore, right? So this is a tool. I don't think I need to carry around my knife. I do want to put this away, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. This is a tool that I'll put away. These guys can all go away. And now we don't really so much need a sorting system anymore. I can clear this thing and throw that in there. You should stack. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I should clear these guys as well. What else we got? That looks pretty clean inventory wise. So now, you ready for this? So I'm going to make you sort by number of items downward so we can kind of get at the top most of the items. Now here's the cool part about this. We can absolutely craft things directly from inventories that are in here. So for example, if I wanted to make a chest and I don't have any wood on me, right? I couldn't do that easily right now. But if I wanted to make a chest, it would just pull the planks out of the applied energistics system and then, like, you know, use what's in there. So cool. Store items. Nice. That used to be an X, I think, and now it's an arrow. So for a second, my brain was looking for the X, like, hey, where'd the X go? Oh, it's just an arrow now. That's neat. So what I'm going to do is, we don't need you no mores, in theory. And let's see what we've got going on here. Did you absorb a thing? You did. Let's remove the card holders and whatnot from that, and you can absorb that now, and you should stack. Perfect. Cool. We technically don't need a crafting table anymore, because there's one right behind me. So that's a good time. Let's get... What even are you? You're a cobbled deep slate, right? Is that what I used for a floor? Yeah, buddy. Cool. Now, this can stay our sorting system, but what I'm going to do, I think, is... So I could either just sort in here. I think what I'm going to probably wind up doing... Let's do this. Let's make an interface. I like that plan. So just give me some cobble for a sec. Let's make an interface again. Now, you did not have enough of these. See, Jay, it used to show you like a red thing that tells you if you have or don't have what you need. That's kind of a bummer that doesn't work no more. Little bit of a bummer. I think we should double that again. So that's your annihilation cores. I'm going to make a few of these just because I can. And then we also want the formation cores. I'll make a few of them in preparation as well. And then I should be able to easily make an ME interface. So what I'm going to say is your highest priority for insertion of items, I'm going to move this, right? So this is the guy. We don't really need him no more either, right? So adios to you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to... How should I set this up? So I'm just going to... Because I eventually want this gold chest to be an ender chest, and I can sync that up with an ender pouch, and that would be cool, right? So let's do this. Let's put right here the interface. Yeah, this will be super compact. This will be super compact. Check this fun out. Check out this fun time. Okay, if I put the ME interface that's supposed to be an import here, it'll connect and get channeled up, right? And interfaces are neat because anything you put into an interface will automatically get sucked into the applied energistic system. And it'll appropriately place it. So if it's one of these resources down here, they'll go into the drawers. If it's not, they'll go into the disk drives over there. If we go look at our disk drives, you'll see we probably have a handful of items in there. And some of them will be those cobbled bricks that I was talking about, right? The 32 that I just put into that interface. Cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now add an insert card here with a lower priority than the storage drawers, right? So technically, we don't even need the insert card on the storage drawers. Technically, we could remove you, right? And you're at a priority of 100. If I reset you, you should be at a priority of 0. Technically, all I need to do is transfer from the chest into the interface. And if it is redstone, it'll go into the storage drawer. Like, let's demonstrate that real quick. If I were to, for example, snag a bit of glowstone, so there's 420 in there, and I were to add that glowstone here, because of the priority system, it should have added it here. And see how now there's 868? So it did exactly what we wanted it to do. So we don't need to have that inserter guy insert into the interface. We can just have, or insert into the drawer controller. All we have to do is say, hey, insert into here. Oh, not down. This side, whatever this side is, north. And then boom. That's cool. Now on the up, I can bring this down to once a tick, and then zoinks. Once a tick, it's pulling out a full stack. How cool was that? How cool is that? All the beans. All the cool beans. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of everything here. So you know what I'm going to do? It should be cool. I'm gonna set you to extract without a filter. And where it should be going is into here. See? Look. Deep slate bricks. And I'm going to do the same for all of these. Extract without a filter, transfer 8. I don't remember the purpose of this. What were you doing? But you should also be extract without a filter, 8 at a time. So basically, every item is being sucked out of my chest at the moment, albeit a little bit slowly, but eventually it'll get out there, right? So let's put you in here, actually, and you should be extract without a filter, 8. And then you can be extract without a filter, 8. And then you can be extract without a filter, 8. And then you can be extract 8. So now we'll just start pulling everything out of all our chests, and they should all be getting added right in here. Cool beans? I think so. So you were something, and you were some kind of tag filter for raw materials. Okay, cool. And then what was this about? Oh, that's right. This one was about the thingies and whatnot. So yeah, we'll deal with that as a separate problem that we're going to have to solve. So let me just reset all these dudes. I'm just gonna clear everything, right? We don't need any of these filters anymore. We don't need any of that. We can just get rid of it all and reuse them in the future for some kind of cool and smart sorting system that we're going to have. And now vacuum up all my items, and then all my item cards landed in there. You know, I'm just saying, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool mod, this laser IO. I don't know who made it, but it's pretty cool. All right, and then if we want to, like, accelerate anything, we can, you know, temporarily just go in here and be like, yo, do that, and then zoinks. And then diamond chest is done. And then I can clear that out, and we'll do the next tier, right? So, yeah, you need to do the things. We can't possibly be full, can we? I mean, we're getting full-ish. You know what we might be having a problem with is power. No. Oh, you know what I did? I know exactly what I did. I just broke my connection point from there to there. Yeah, no, that's me being very silly. I'm like, why did I just break things? Oh, right, because I broke a thing, and that broke it. So what I want to do is bind this back to this guy, and now everybody will start extracting again. Much better. I was like, there's no way that we ran out of, right? There's just no way that we ran out of stuff. Room, I meant, right? So you're almost done. You're done. You're done. So let's clear these two. You've got a ways to go, so let's speed that up. Okay. Overclock. Clear it all out, buddy. You also have a ways to go. Not anymore, you don't. How great is that, huh? You're done, and you're done. Sweet. So now, realistically, we don't need any of these guys no more. And then we can fill this area in with cobbled deep slate. Nice. And then this becomes a sorting system, right? So anything that goes in here makes its way into here. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I'm very pleased with that. Oh, I'm very, very pleased with that. What do you guys think? Yoinks. Oh, that's cool. Alright, so I feel like that's a good wrapping up point for the episode. So let's do this. Let's come back next time, and we'll do more with applied energistics. But so far, so good. We haven't talked about channels at all, and that's a thing we'll start talking about eventually. But there's going to be a lot of automation that we need to get in place to have enough resources to be able to maintain this network. One of the things we're absolutely going to need is more power, because applied energistics absolutely uses energy to keep up and running. So these dynamos are currently almost entirely utilized towards, you know, keeping this whole system up and running and happy. So we're going to have to start ramping up power gen. We're going to have to start ramping up resource gen of certain resources. For now, though, it's time to wrap up the episode. So Devil20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Very excited to have an AE system. You guys know I always get excited when we get to this point, right? Because storage and organization gets to be a hassle, especially once you have so many items from so many mods. So having a mod that can help you manage it all, so worth it. All right, take it easy, everyone.